Well, on a warm day here in Pittsburgh, it's the New York Mets and the Pittsburgh Pirates in the second game of the doubleheader. First game was won by the Mets 11-6 as Tom Seaver won his 13th ball game. He became the second 13-game winner in the major leagues, and his record now for the season 13-3. Bob Veal was the losing pitcher. He's now 4-10, and Seaver in winning has won 7 consecutive ball games, a new Met record. Mets got 11 runs on 16 hits. They made 2 errors and left 11 on. Pirates got 6 runs on 10 hits. They made 4 errors and left 9 men on. Seaver worked 7 2/3 innings. He was relieved by Cal Kuntz, and Cal picked up his 5th save as he closed out the ball game. In the second ball game, it's going to be Don Cardwell pitching for the Mets. Don with a record of 2 wins and 8 losses, and Doc Ellis, the right-hander, going for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ellis with a record of 4 wins and 8 losses. The Mets, in winning the first ball game, won their first game at Forbes Field. They have a record of 1-2 here, and overall they have won 3 of 7 games played with the Pittsburgh Pirates. In that first ball game, Cleon Jones had 3 hits and 5 times up to maintain his league lead in the National League with a .358 average. Matty Lou was 2 for 5 in the ball game, and he is at .355. The starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates, it'll be Matty Lou in center field. Batting second and catching, Manny Sanguin. Batting third in left field, Willie Sargel. Batting fourth, playing right field, Roberto Clemente. Batting fifth and playing first base, Al Oliver. Batting sixth at third base, Richie Hebner. Batting seventh and playing second base, Jose Martinez. Batting eighth at shortstop, Freddie Patek. And the pitcher, Doc Ellis, batting ninth. And now the Pirates have taken the field. The umpires for this ball game, Paul Pryor at the position behind home plate. At first base, Tony Benson. At second base, Frank Sikori. And Dave Davison, the umpire, at third. Now Willie Sargel has taken over at first base. And Al Oliver, who was announced at first base, has been changed to play in left field. No change in the batting positions in the batting order. It's Manny Sanguin behind home plate. Willie Sargel at first base. Jose Martinez at second base. Freddie Patek at shortstop. Richie Hebner at third base. Al Oliver in left field. Matty Alou in center field. And Roberto Clemente in right. Waiting to come to the plate, standing right by home plate, is Tommy Agee, the leadoff batter for the Mets. Tommy had a big first game as he had a home run and 2 singles with 3 runs batted in. Agee was up 5 official times. He also reached on a walk. And Doc Ellis, now completing his warm-up pitches, getting set to pitch to Tommy Agee. Tommy now batting at .283. Agee with 12 home runs and 36 runs batted in, and Doc Ellis taking the signs in the first pitch of the ball game. It's inside the ball. Home plate umpire Paul Pryor working without the dark suit coat and in white shirt sleeves. All the umpires here on this hot day working in shirt sleeves. The pitch back to Agee is in for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck batter Ken Boswell. Doc Ellis, 24 years of age, 6'3", 196 pounds. He lives in Los Angeles, and his next delivery, a called strike 2. He has a record of 4 wins and 8 losses this year. Last year, he was 6-5, and lifetime in the major leagues has record 10 wins and 13 losses. He has no record against the Mets.
We pause now for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
You're listening to New York Mets baseball on WKHA FM 102.3 in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Bring up Ken Boswell with Cleon Jones on deck. Agee's base hit is fourth in this doubleheader. The Mets had 16 base hits in the first ball game to tie their season tie. They won it by a score of 11-6. Boswell not playing in the first game, batting for the first time. Ken with an average of .247, 2 home runs, 17 runs batted in. And Ellis working from the set position, and the first pitch is high, ball one. Yogi Berra, the coach at first base. Eddie Yost, the coach at third. First ball game just about 3 hours long. 2 hours, 57 minutes. Now the pitch back and a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. That first game started at 10:30 this morning. Mighty tough on the ball players. The Mets, coming from St. Louis, had a day game yesterday. Arrived in Pittsburgh around 7:30. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ellis back and Boswell looks. The pitch is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Surprisingly enough, there were a lot of people in line to get in the ballpark as the gates were opened. Gates were opened at 9 o'clock. I'm saying that from hearsay because I wasn't here at 9. 2 balls, 1 strike. Throw to first base, Agee chased back. Tom has 3 stolen bases this year. Wind blowing out to left field, a breeze that cannot be felt up here, but certainly refreshing in the outfield. The 2-1 pitch, Agee running. The ball grounded out to the shortstop, Patek. He takes a high bounce, throws to first base in time for the out. He had no chance for the fourth play at second. Throw on the hit and run play, Boswell hitting the ball toward left field, gets Agee into scoring position, and it brings up Cleon Jones. Cleon had a big first game. He had a single in the third to drive in a run, a double in the fifth and scored a run, and he singled through the middle in the 9th inning. His average at .358, he leads the National League. Cleon now has 50 runs batted in, 9 home runs. He has scored 55. The on-deck batter is Art Shamsky. Doc Ellis checking out the signs. Cleon is opening the stance up a little bit. Up on top of the plate in the first pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 1. One strike count. Doc Ellis taking his hat off and wiping his forehead with the sleeves of his undershirt. Now he peers in for the signs. The catcher in the ball game, Manny Sanguillen. Signs go out and the pitch. The Jones is inside and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1. Now Ellis sets up. Here's the 1-1 delivery. A curveball swung on and missed. Cleon fooled by the pitch. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Ellis working very slowly. Now takes the sign. There's no 20-second rule with a man on base. Agee's at second, and the ground ball hit down to short. Agee starts to go to third and hustles back to second as Patek almost flew to the second baseman Martinez covering at second to pick up Agee. But he changed his direction and threw to first base, and Jones was out. 2 men away, and it brings up Art Shamsky. Agee still at second. We're in the top of the first. First game won by the Mets. 11-6 as Tom Seaver got the win. Shamsky did not bat in the first ball game. He did go in the ball game in the later stages of the game when Cleon Jones was given a rest. Shamsky, a left-hand batter, hitting at .333. And the first pitch is low. It's ball 1. Art has 5 home runs and 13 runs batted in 33 ball games. Doc Ellis, 4-8, comes back, and the pitch again is low. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Agee with a leadoff single to center field. He moved down to second base on a hit-and-run play by Ken Boswell when he grounded out to short. Leon Jones also out to short. 2 men out and coming to the on-deck circle now. Wayne Garrett. The 2-0 pitch. At the knees, a called strike. 2 balls and 1. Ellis working extremely slowly. Still has yet to look in for the sign. Now he peers in. And the 2-1 pitch. At the knees again, a called strike 2. 2-2. Don Cardwell will be the pitcher for the Mets when the Pirates come up in their half of the inning. And Don not too fast to work her himself. It's the kind of a day here at Pittsburgh where no one would like to make a fast move if they could help it. And at 2-2, the pitch, low and ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. At the end of 2 at San Francisco, the Giants won, Atlanta nothing. Three balls, 2 strikes. 2 men away. Here's the pitch to Shamsky, and it is outside, ball 4. So Shamsky joins Tommy Agee on the bases. First walk given up by Ellis, and it brings up the third baseman, Wayne Garrett. Wayne was 1 for 2. He came in the ball game in the first game when Bob Veal was taken out and Bruce Dow Catton was brought in. Garrett, a left-hand batter, hitting .271, 1 home run, 18 runs batted in. And in the on-deck circle, Eddie Kranepool. And the pitch to Garrett is bounced over the third baseman's head. A good play in the ball by Podtek to keep Agee at third base, and the bases are loaded on the base hit. A chopper over the head of the third baseman, Richie Hebner, and Podtek going deep in the hole, taking the ball back on the outfield grass to keep it from going on through in the left field. And on the play, the fine play by Podtek, Agee had to stay at third. So it's bases loaded, 2 men away, and the batter's Eddie Kranepool. Ed playing at first base and batting for the first time today. Kranepool hitting at .233, 7 home runs and 30 runs batted in. And Doc Ellis working from the windup. With the first pitch, it's outside, ball 1. Kranepool has played in 60 ball games. He has been bothered by a muscle spasm that he picked up in St. Louis. 1-0 pitch, low and ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. In the first game, the Pirates used 5 pitchers. They have no one warming up in this one. Bases are loaded, 2 men out, top of the first, no score. And Doc Ellis into the windup and the 2-0 pitch. In for a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. The on-deck batter for the Mets is J.C. Martin. Now at 2-1, the signs go out. And Ellis with his next delivery. And it's outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. That pitch just off the outside corner. So Doc Ellis with his back to the wall. Nowhere to put Ed Kranepool, and Kranepool now checking out to see whether or not he'll be taking or hitting. Pirate bench evidently getting on Paul Pryor, the home umpire, as he turns toward the bench and says something back. And the 3-1 pitch. It is ball 4, and the Mets have a run. On the walk, Agee is forced in from third. The run batted in by Rainpool, his 31st, and it's a 1-0 ball game, and it brings up J.C. Martin. J.C., a left-hand batter, hitting .210. He has 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Manny Sanguin going out to the pitching mound to talk with Doc Ellis. Still no action in the bullpen for the Pirates. Now Sanguin back to set out the signs. The Mets lead him 1-0. Still the bases loaded. And the first pitch to Martin. It is in for called strike. Art Shamsky at third base, Wayne Garrett at second, Kranepool at first. And the 1-strike pitch is in for called strike 2. Sanguin, in coming up to throw the ball back, hit the strike arm of the home plate umpire, Paul Pryor. He stopped and did not throw the ball, looked back to see what happened. So J.C. Martin with a 2-strike count. J.C. was not in the first ball game. Jerry Grody did the catching. He had 2 hits and 3 official times up. Next pitch grounded over the mound, taken out at shortstop and dropped by Project, scoring from third on the base hit. Art Shamsky moving over to third is Wayne Garrett. Kranepool safe at second, and on the infield hit, Martin at first base. So the Mets now lead 2-0. Freddie Project got his glove on that ball about 15 feet on the second base side of the bag. Now Larry Shepard coming out to the mound. The batter coming up for the Mets is Al Weiss. He got his glove on it as he reached for the ball, but then lost it, and it rolled away. There was no doubt about the fact that it was a base hit. He had gone a long way. So now a 2-0 ball game. Mets won the first one 11-6. 2 men out in the top of the first and the second. Run batted in for J.C. Martin, his 12th of the season. Al Weiss, the right-hand batter, batting .188. No home runs and 9 runs batted in. He had 3 hits in the first ball game. A single, a double, and a single. And 5 official times up. And the first pitch to Weiss is low and inside, ball 1. Still no action in the bullpen for the Pirates. And Doc Ellis with the 1-0 pitch and outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. Al Weiss, the 8th man to bat in this inning. In the first game won by the Mets, they sent 8 to the plate in the 5th inning when they scored 4 runs, and 9 to the plate in the 9th when they scored 3. Now a deep drive to right center field. Is going to be extra bases. Ball taking 2 hops against the wall in right center field. Scoring from third base is Wayne Garrett. From second base is Ed Kranepool. From first base is J.C. Martin. And now Weiss pulls up with a triple. And it's a 5-0 ball game. Al Weiss with 3 RBIs, his 10th, 11th, and 12th. And the 3-base hit, his first of the season. And that brings up the pitcher, Don Cardwell, and now action starting up in the bullpen for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Chuck Hartenstein, who was in the first ball game, now starting to throw in the bullpen for the Pirates. He had not been up prior to the 3-base hit by Al Weiss. Don Cardwell, the batter. Don batting .250, a right-hand batter, in the first pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Mets with 5 runs in, leading by a score of 5 as they bat in the top of the first. Cardwell, the 9th man to bat. And the pitch by Ellis is swung on and missed, strike 2. That ball hit by Al Weiss took 2 hops and bounced against the wall 430 feet away. That's the longest ball that I have seen Al hit. Next pitch back is low, and the count 1-2. Don't believe Lindsay, he's hit any further than that in his life.
the longest ball that those Pirate outfielders ever saw him hit, I'll assure you that.
They weren't close to it when it hit the ground. They were playing very shallow. Roberto Clemente in right field, Matty Alou in center. Al Oliver, the outfielder, in left. Now at 1-2, the pitch to Cardwell is swung on and missed, strike 3. That ends the inning. 9 men to the plate. The Mets get 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. And the score after 1/2 inning, the Mets 5, the Pirates coming up. Now here's a word from Sitco.
Now, Mona, the man in the middle is the pitcher, and the...
Whether you're looking for a hot or a cold sandwich or a complete dinner, make Pinellas Restaurant on Jefferson Street your headquarters for the finest in Italian or American dishes. At Pinellas, food and cocktails are served daily from 5 p.m. on. They're closed on Sundays. Choose from Pinellas' wide selection on their dinner menu, and they always have those famous steak sandwiches. Many people in the area find Pinellas Restaurant the ideal stopping-off place after the races. It's just 400 yards from the new grandstand entrance on Jefferson Street. Each day, Pinellas Restaurant has a different special, and Pinellas is the type of place where you can just relax in their informal atmosphere. Reservations are not necessary, and there's always plenty of free parking. Italian or American dishes, choose your favorite and enjoy the wonderful cuisine at Pinellas Restaurant, Jefferson Street, Saratoga Springs. Why not stop by at Pinellas Restaurant tonight?
Going to the bottom half of the first, the Mets in front 5-0. They won the first ball game by a score of 11-6. Then Don Cardwell, who had a delay of about 20 minutes before he got to the mound, now taking his warm-up pitches. For the Pirates, it'll be Matty Alou to lead off, followed by Manny Sanguin, the catcher, and Willie Sargel, the first baseman.
Playing center field, Matty Alou.
Matty Alou, a left-hand batter, hitting at .355. He is 2 batting points behind the National League leader, Cleon Jones, in the batting race. In the first ball game, Matty was 2 for 5. On the mound, Cardwell, and the first pitch is popped into shallow center field. Tommy Agee coasting in. He's under the ball, and he makes the catch. So 1 pitch and 1 away. The Mets leading 5-0, and it brings up the catcher, Manny Sanguin. Manny did not play in the first ball game. The catcher in that first game won by the Mets was Jerry May. He had a double in 3 official times up. Sanguin off to a tremendous start this year. He has a .339 average, 2 home runs, 20 runs batted in. He does not qualify as a rookie, as he was at bat just several times over the number of times that you can qualify. And the first pitch by Cardwell is in for a called strike. Sanguin, a right-hand batter, has tremendous speed. He's a converted outfielder. He's catching in this game for the Pirates. And the pitch back is a breaking ball way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. J.C. Martin, the catcher for the Mets. At first base, Ed Kranepool. At second base, Ken Boswell. At shortstop, Al Weiss. At third base, Wayne Garrett. In left field, Cleon Jones. Tommy Agee in center field. And Art Shamsky in right. The 1-1 pitch. In for a called strike 2. Now the signs go out. Cardwell again shaking his head no. Again no. Not getting together with J.C. Martin on the pitch. At the end of 2.5, San Francisco 1, Atlanta nothing. Now the pitch. And it's a breaking ball low, and it's 2-2. In the American League at the end of 7, Minnesota leading Oakland by a score of 10-0. Killebrew, Cardenas, and Carew have had home runs in that. Now the pitch grounded out to the third base side, on through in the left field, a base hit. Sanguin's going to try for 2, and the throw in to second base is not in time, and Sanguin comes in with a stand-up double. The two-base hit for Sanguin, his 10th of the season, and it brings up the first baseman, Willie Sargel. Sargel with a home run and a double and 2 walks in the first ball game, 2 for 3. Raising his average to 346. And a drive in the right center field going over is Agee. He tries to get to it, takes a dive, it goes on by. Sanguin comes in to score easily from second base. Sargel running on to third. So a 3-base hit by Willie Sargel, and the Pirates have a run-in, and it's a 5-1 ball game. The 3-base hit, Sargel's second of the year. And Don Cardwell being reached now for a double and a triple, and the batter coming up for the Pirates, the right fielder Roberto Clemente. The RBI by Sargel, his 44th of the year. Clemente coming up has 47. He got his 46th and 47th in the first ball game when he got 3 hits and 5 times up. 2 doubles and a single. Clemente now batting at .322, and the pitch by Cardwell line foul into the Mets bullpen, and about 6 Mets scatter out onto the field. So a 1-strike count. Mets leading 5-1. 1 man out, bottom half of the first. At the end of the score, the Yankees 5, Cleveland nothing in the first of 2. Dick Ellsworth against Fritz Peterson. Cardwell into the windup, and the pitch blowing away. It's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Starting pitchers, Chicago at St. Louis. Ferguson Jenkins for the Cubs. He's 10-5. Bob Gibson for the Cardinals. He's also 10-5. The 1-1 pitch, a called strike. It's now 1-2. Cubs have a 4-game series with the Cardinals, then come to Shea Stadium for a 3-game series with the Mets Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday night, and Thursday afternoon. Mets, in winning the first ball game, now 7 games back of the Cubs in second place. Next pitch is just outside. Sidearm fastball by Cardwell, 2-2. On the pitch, J.C. Martin tried to steal the strike, but couldn't get it from the umpire, Paul Pryor. Mets playing their infield back all the way around. They're willing to give up a run, hoping to pick up an out against the strong Roberto Clemente. And Cardwell with the pitch. Grounded out to the mound. A great play out by Cardwell. He looks the runner back to third and throws the first for the out. Cardwell made a fine play stopping that ball. It might have gone on through. And that gives him his second out of the inning. We pause now for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
You're listening to New York Mets Baseball on WKAJ-FM, 102.3 megacycles on your FM dial in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Ralph Kiner, along with Lindsey Nelson and Bob Murphy from Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. The Mets leading 5-1, 2 men out in the bottom of the first. Morris batting with a runner at third, and the batter's Al Oliver, and the first pitch is low, ball 1. Oliver had a base hit in the first ball game and 5 times up. Average at .253. He has 6 home runs, 34 runs batted in. And the next pitch is low, and it's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. Cardwell working extremely slowly. We've had a half an hour and haven't had in this first inning. And the pitch. It is inside and low, ball 3. So Oliver with the count his way. 3 balls, no strikes. Sargel at third. On deck, Jose Pagan. Now the sign's out and the 3-0 pitch. Outside ball 4. Jose Pagan is now coming up to hit for Richie Hebner. Hebner started the ball game. Earlier, before the first game of the doubleheader, he complained that he was not feeling well, so he did not play in the first game. Was in the starting lineup and removed, did not get on the field. In the second game, evidently the same thing. So Pagan will take over at third base, and he bats now with runners at first and third. He played in the first ball game, was 0 for 5. And the first pitch is popped up into right field. Art Chafsky coming in. He is under the ball, and he makes the catch, and that retires the side. In the inning, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, a walk, and 2 men left on, and the score at the end of 1. The Mets 5, the Pirates 1. Attention all Met fans. The next minute could be very important for you.
Hello, Frank. Al. You know that Rheingold contest to find the 25 greatest Mets fans? I think you...
Speak up, Al.
You're a fantastic Mets fan.
I can't hear you.
I want to enter you in the contest.
Now, listen, I got to get off the phone. Gil wants to call the bullpen.
In case you haven't heard, Rheingold's looking for the greatest Met fans in the world. If you know one, yourself included, drop us a line and tell us about it. 25 all-star Met fans will be selected and honored on August 22nd. There'll be plaques for the winners, portable TVs, an appearance on the field, a Diamond Club dinner, plus 2 box seats for the Mets' next 5 home openers. Entries must be postmarked by midnight, July 31st. This contest is open to residents of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut who are 21 years old or over. Entries will be judged on originality, aptness, and interest. Send your nominating letter to Rheingold Greatest Met Fans Contest, Box 289, New York 10046.
Incorporated, New York, New York, and Orange, New Jersey. Tommy Agee will lead off for the Mets, batting for the second time in the game. The Mets set 9 to the plate in the first and scored 5 runs. They lead 5-1. And the first pitch by Doc Ellis to Tommy Agee is low, ball 1. Agee with a single and a run scored his first time up, and now he singles to center field, a line drive. Agee hurrying around first base, the ball fielded by Alou, and Agee makes the stop. So Agee now 2 for 2. In the first ball game, he had 3 hits in 5 official times up. In case you haven't heard, Rheingold is looking for the 25 greatest Mets fans. Do you think you qualify? Then write a letter to Rheingold Greatest Mets Fans Contest, Box 289, New York, New York, 146. Now Ken Boswell coming up.
Second baseman, Ken Boswell.
Agee with 5 consecutive base hits. On at first base, and again action in the bullpen. This time it's Joe Gibbon, a left-hander. In the first inning, after 8 men had hit, and the Mets had scored 5 runs, Chuck Hartenstein got up to warm up. Now time called, and Eddie Yost talks with Ken Boswell about his directions. Agee with his 5 straight hits in his last 5 times up, now batting .289. Tommy has had a tremendous road trip. He had a great series against the Cardinals. Now time in, and Doc Ellis with the pitch to Boswell. It is low, but at the knees, and a called strike. Boswell was out in bunting position. Ken on the hit and run play his first time up, grounded out to short. On the play, Agee moved down to second. And Ellis sets. Here's the pitch. Boswell takes outside. 1-1. Again in bunting position. Mets have 5 runs on 5 hits, with no one out here in the second. Giants have added the run in the third. They lead Atlanta 2-0 after 3. Now the pitch bunted out toward first base. Ellis comes off the mound to field it. Willie Sargel, the first baseman, taking the throw on the bag. Sargel was not charging, and so took the throw. It goes 1-3 on the sacrifice. Agee down to second. It brings up Cleon Jones. Cleon grounded out to short his first time up. He's now batting .357. 3 points ahead of Matty Alou, and he leads the National League. The Cubs are out in the top of the first against Bob Gibson. They did not score. St. Louis now coming up for the first time against Ferguson Jenkins. Cubs leading the Mets by 7 games, with the Mets cutting that lead from 7.5 to 7, winning the first game 11-6. First pitch to Cleon Jones is inside a ball. Now Ellis in the set position, checking the runner at second. And the pitch back is inside again. 2 balls, no strikes. Starting pitchers, Seattle at Kansas City. Fred Talbot going for Seattle and Roger Nelson going for Kansas City. Two balls, no strikes. And the pitch to Jones is popped up in foul territory. Ball going out of play, and the count now 2-1. Cleon was robbed of a base hit in the first game, but still came up with 3 hits and 5 times up. He's 3 for 6 for the day. And the 2-1 pitch. Hit slowly out foul. Eddie Yost, the third base coach, fielding the ball, and the count now 2-2. Mets announced earlier today that they are bringing up Danny Frisella, recalling him from Tidewater. Duffy Dyer, one of the Mets' 3 catchers, being sent to Tidewater to help out with the catching there. Now the 2-2 pitch. It is hit in the air to shallow left center field. Might drop in. Here comes Alou. A long run. He makes a good running catch. And Agee, halfway down the line toward third, goes back to second. So Cleon is out for the second out. And it brings up the right fielder, Art Shamsky. Art walked his first time up and scored a run. Average now .323. Shamsky, a left-hand batter. He has hit 5 home runs this year, driven in 13 runs in 34 ball games. Mets are leading 5-1. 2 men out, top of the second. And Doc Ellis with his first pitch. He's low and away. Ball 1. Mets have sent 13 men to the plate so far in this game. 2 men out in the top of the second. Ellis back, and a changeup is low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Joe Gibbon, a left-hander, recently acquired from San Francisco, still throwing in the bullpen for Pittsburgh. The 2-0 pitch. In for a call strike. About knee-high, 2 balls, 1 strike. Gibbon had gone to the Giants from Pittsburgh, so he's back home. Two balls, 1 strike. Agee at second base, and the pitch back to Shamsky. In for a call, strike 2, and the count 2-2. Gibbon had started in the Pirate farm system as a first baseman. He was converted to a pitcher and has done his work in the major leagues as a left-hand pitcher. Now Doc Ellis set for the 2-2 pitch. And it's outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. When Shamsky walked in the first inning, he walked on the 3-2 pitch. Mets got a run when Cranepool walked to force in a run. That was their first one. They added 4 more in the first as they sent 9 to the plate. And they lead 5-1. And the 3-2 pitch. Hit down the right field line. It'll be off of the screen. The ball is fielded by Kameni. Coming in to score easily is Agee. And Shamsky almost thrown out at first base as he dives back into the bag after making a big turn. So the Mets now lead 6-1. On their sixth base hit, Shamsky at first base. And the batter coming up is Wayne Garrett, who singled his first time up. Shamsky with a run batted in. Now with 14 for the year. Garrett batting .275, 1 home run and 18 runs batted in. And the first pitch is in for a called strike. Mets won that first game 11-6. This ball game they have scored 6 and lead 6-1. 2 men out. We're in the top of the second. And the next pitch. Outside, it's 1-1. Winning pitcher in the first game, Tom Seaver. Tom became the second 13-game winner in the major leagues. His record now 13-3. Bob Veal lost it. His record now 4-10. Seaver has won 7 consecutive ball games for the Mets, a new record. And the next pitch is inside. Ball off the glove of Manny Sanguin. It goes back to the backstop. Shamsky's going to try for third after going to second base, and he goes there. Sanguin did not go after the pitch right away. It's being scored a wild pitch. And he appears to have hurt his bare hand. He got his bare hand on the ball. He did not run after the ball immediately. And then Shamsky, who had moved down to second, decided to go on to third and went there without a throw. And now Larry Shepard coming out to the mound after talking with Manny Sanguin to check him out. And this could be all for Doc Ellis. Two ball, 1 strike count, and there goes the sign out, and that's all for Doc Ellis. So close the book on Doc. His record goes as 1 2/3 inning of work. He has been charged with 6 runs. He gave up 6 hits while striking out 1 and walking 2. And coming in the ball game is Joe Gibbon, and as he comes in, let's check out the scoreboard with Lindsey Nelson.
All right, Ralph, in the National League, the Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals are in the middle of the first inning, and there's no score. Chicago did not score in the top of the first. Ferguson Jenkins 10-5 against Bob Gibson 10-5 as they lock up the Aces in the opening game of a 4-game set in St. Louis. In the first game of a doubleheader in San Francisco at the end of 3 innings, the Giants 2 and Atlanta nothing. It's Mike McCormick for the Giants, Bill Pappas for Atlanta. Jim Davenport hit his second home of the year in the second with nobody on. And Bobby Bonds homered in the third with nobody on. That's his 12th for the Giants. Cincinnati Reds play the Dodgers in Los Angeles in a single game later this afternoon. And tonight down in San Diego, it's the Houston Astros and the San Diego Padres in a single game. A twilight doubleheader on tap at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia between the Montreal Expos and the Philadelphia Phillies. In the American League, at the end of 8 innings of play, Minnesota Twins 10, the Oakland A's nothing. Catfish Hunter started for Oakland, Jim Rowland in the 4th, Jim Nash in the 5th, Bob Miller going for Minnesota. Harmon Killebrew has hit his 20th homer. Jose Cardenas has homered, and Rod Carew has homered. In the first game of a doubleheader in New York, at the end of 5 1/2 innings of play, it is now the Yankees 5 and Cleveland 4. Cleveland getting 2 runs in the top of the 6th. Dick Ellsworth the lead by Gary Kroll in the 5th. Fritz Peterson is going for New York. That's the first of 2. In the middle of the 4th inning, first game of a doubleheader, Washington 1, Boston nothing. Jim Hannon against Lee Stang. Frank Howard hit his 28th homer in the first inning with nobody on. Baltimore is at Detroit for a doubleheader, and it's Mike Cuellar 8 and 6 against Mickey Lolich 10 and 1. The California Angels are at Chicago against the White Sox for a doubleheader and a later start. And the Seattle Pilots are playing the Kansas City Royals in a doubleheader today in Kansas City. Fred Talbot 3 and 2 going against Roger Nelson 4 and 7. The New York Mets won the first game of a doubleheader here this afternoon, winning it by a score of 11-6. And now we're ready for play again, and here's Ralph Kiner.
Okay, Lindsey Nelson. Joe Gibbon in the game with a record of 2 and 3, a left-hander. He's working with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. The batter, Wayne Garrett, a left-hand batter. A check swing ground ball hit slowly out to short. Pawcheck gets a good bounce, fires it to first base in time, and the side retired on his 1 pitch. In the inning, the Mets get 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and a man left at first, and the score at the end of 1.5 innings, the Mets 6, the Pirates 1.
What's the most exciting play in baseball? A stolen base, a double play around the horn, a perfect drag bunt? Well, no matter which play is your particular favorite, there's one thing they all have in common: perfect timing. And it's that same kind of perfect timing that makes Rheingold Extra Dry such a great beer. The timing of our skillful brewmasters as they brew into Rheingold the finest malt, the choicest imported and domestic hops. The perfect timing used to age Rheingold beer to perfection. The timing that gives you a beer with a head that stays firm and proud. A head that stands the test of time. The proud Rheingold 10-minute head. The sign of a truly great beer. Haven't you timed it yet? Rheingold Breweries, New York, and Orange, New Jersey.
We're going to the bottom of the second inning. The Mets leading by a score of 6-1. Knocking out Doc Ellis after 1 2/3 innings. When Ellis was leaving the field, he was taken out by Larry Shepard. He walked towards the dugout, and as he got to the dugout, he put his hat back in the back of his head and laughed and joked about it all. Now the second baseman for the Pirates, Jose Martinez, will be leading off against Don Cardwell. Don reached for 1 run on 2 hits in the first. The 2 hits going to Manny Sanguin, a double and a triple by Willie Sargel. Martinez, the right-hand batter, hitting at .278, and the first pitch is grounded foul, strike 1. One strikeout. Cardwell working. Martinez has no home runs this year. He has 7 runs batted in. The pitch is grounded out to the third baseman, Wayne Garrett, who takes the slowly hit ball and fires at the first base to Cranepool for the out. Cranepool making a nice shift into foul territory to take the throw. Garrett was not that sure of the ball. It was not an easy chance. Now the shortstop, Freddie Patek, the batter. Fred hitting .230 with 2 home runs and 15 runs batted in. He got his second home run of the year against the Mets at Shea Stadium in the last series with Pittsburgh there. Right-hand batter, he stands 5'5", and the pitch rocks him back. It's inside, ball 1. Cardwell looking for his third win. He's lost 8. He was acquired from Pittsburgh by the Mets. The 1-0 pitch. Again inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Don is 33 years of age, 6'4", 220. Lives in Clemens, North Carolina. He has a lifetime record in the majors of 94 wins, 133 losses. And lifetime against the Pirates, he has won 12 and lost 12. This year, he is 0-1 against Pittsburgh. And the next pitch is in for a called strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Don, 6'4", 220. Already, he has worked only 1 inning. His uniform is soaking wet from perspiration. It's that kind of a day here at Forbes Field. The 2-1 pitch. Hit to deep left field. Going back is big on Jones. He's back to the wall. It's going. It is gone. Freddie Patek with a home run over 400 feet. He stands 5'5", and that's his 3rd home run of the season. That ball going over the fence, right around the 400-foot mark. And it brings up the pitcher, Joe Gibbons. It's now a 6-2 ball game. And the pitch to Gibbons, a right-hand batter, is grounded out to first base. It is a foul ball. Cranepool dropped the ball, and not knowing it was called foul by the first base umpire, Tony Vincent scrambled for it. But it's a foul ball and strike 1. We were talking about Freddie Bartek's power in New York. He has amazing power for his size. He stands 5'5". Now the 1-strike pitch. It is off of the glove of J.C. Martin. Ball 1. Pitch low and away. And the 1-1 delivery is fouled off, and the count goes up to 1-2. The Cardinals did not score in their half of the first, and the Cubs now have not scored in their half of the second. So after 1.5 innings of play at St. Louis, the Cubs nothing, the Cardinals nothing. Ferguson Jenkins pitching for the Cubs, Bob Gibson going for the Cardinals. Now the next pitch again fouled, and the count stays at 1-2. This one on top of the roof on the first base side. Cubs have a 4-game series with the Cardinals, then come to Shea Stadium for a 3-game series. 1-2 pitch again, and called strike 3. Cubs will be playing on Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday night, and Thursday afternoon. And it should be a tremendous series. Mets are winning the first ball game, now 7 games back. Mets took 3 out of 5 from the Cardinals, and the Cardinals just about have to do something strong against the Cubs to stay in the race. The strikeout, the second out of the inning, it brings up the leadoff batter, Matty Alou. Alou flied to center on the first pitch, his first time up, and he fouls off the first pitch this time, and it's strike 1. Alou batting .354. He trails Leon Jones by 1 point in their National League batting race. And the 1-strike pitch is hit foul again, this time over the back of the catcher, now to play. Strike 2. Alou is a very tough man to strike out. He has struck out 17 times this year and 344 times up. And the 2-strike pitch, low, and it's ball 1. Again, the ball getting away from J.C. Martin. 1-2. Mets are leading by a score of 6-2. They have 6 runs on 6 hits. The Pirates have 2 runs and 3 hits. All 3 of the Pirates' hits have been extra base hits. A double by Agee and a triple by Sargel to drive in the run, and a home run by Freddie Bartek. And at 1-2, the pitch is low again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Final score, Minnesota 10, Oakland 4. And the next pitch is hit out to right center field. Art Shamsky off and running, and he makes the catch. And the catch retires the side. One run on 1 hit, the home run by Freddie Bartek. No errors and no one left on, and a score at the end of 2. The Mets 6, the Pirates 2.
Hi, this is Bob Walton at Walton Sports Shop, urging you to stop in and see us when you need camping equipment. Now that vacation time is here, have you found that in checking over your equipment that you need something additional? Then stop in and see the wide selection we have to offer. Walton's carries pack frames, canteens, and mess kits. If this is your first year of tenting, then be sure that you see Walton's for all styles of tents, air mattresses, and Coleman stoves and lanterns. Walton's carries a full line of famous name sleeping bags. Of course, at Walton's, hunters can find everything in one convenient location: guns, ammunition, and hand-loading equipment, and rifle scopes to make those long shots surer and safer. For the golfers, be sure to visit Walton's Par 3 room, where you'll find a complete line of golf equipment: shoes, clubs, bags, carts, and a rainproof jacket for just $9.95. A complete line of equipment for all sports is what you will find at Walton Sports Shop, Lake Avenue in Saratoga, where sportsmen cater to sportsmen.
We're going to the top of the 3rd. The Mets in front of this Pirate Ball Club in the second ball game by a score of 6-2. They won the first game 11-6. And the first batter for the Mets will be Ed Kranepool. Ed walked with the bases loaded to get the Mets started in the first inning when they sent 9 to the plate and scored 5 runs on 4 base hits. Mets added another run in the second on 2 hits, and now Kranepool the lead off the third. Joe Gibbon, the pitcher, and the first pitch is grounded out to the shortstop. A fine play by Martinez as he goes back in the outfield grass to one-hand the ball, and the throw to first base picks up Kranepool. Jose Martinez making the play at second base. Now you can get a larger loan in New York, up to $1,400 from the largest lending company, HFC, Household Finance. J.C. Martin, the batter. J.C. had an infield hit his first time up. J.C. batting .217, Kranepool before the out batting .233. Gibbon now has retired his first 2 batters, and the first pitch to J.C. Martin by the left-hander is in for a called strike. And Gibbon back to work in the 1-strike delivery. Hit out to deep right field. Going back is Clemente. It's going, and it is gone. J.C. Martin with a long home run to right field. His third of the year, and the Mets now lead by a score of 7-2. For J.C. Martin, his 12th run batted in. And it brings up Al Weiss. Al Weiss drove in 3 runs in the first inning with a triple to right center field. Al, a right-hand batter, in the first pitch, in for a called strike. J.C. Martin has home runs now against Ferguson Jenkins that came at Wrigley Field, and Jack Fisher, that one at Cincinnati. And the next pitch to Weiss is line foul into the stand, strike 2. Mets leading by a score of 7-2. With 1 out, we're in the top of the third. Weiss with 12 runs batted in and a 196 average. And a drive into left center field, a base hit. Al is rounding at third base. He's going on to try for 2. The ball fielded by Al Oliver. And the throw into the second baseman, the shortstop covering at second base, Freddie Podjack, is not in time. And the Pirates possibly will put on the appeal play. See what happens. Pitcher has the ball, and they're waiting for Don Cardwell to get to the batter's box. Attention called to first base by the second baseman, Jose Martinez. But evidently they got an answer from Sargel that he did touch, so the play is not going to be put on. First pitch to Cardwell is ball 1. Cardwell struck out his first time up. And given back, and the pitch is checked on. He went too far, and it's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Norm Cash has hit a 3-run home run for the Tigers, and Detroit batting in the bottom of the first, leading by at least a 3-0 score. Mike Cuellar pitching for Baltimore. Mickey Lolich going for the Tigers. The 1-1 pitch. Checked on, and this time he did not go too far, and the count 2 balls, 1 strike. And Gibbons sets up the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, 2-2. Starting pitcher Doc Ellis knocked out of the box by the Mets after 1 2/3 innings, being charged with 6 runs. He gave up 6 hits. And now Joe Gibbons charged with 1 run on 2 hits. Mets have sent 18 men to the plate in 2 1/3 innings. Next pitch is in for a call, strike 3, and Cardwell is struck out for the second time. That'll bring up Tommy Agee, who has had 5 consecutive base hits to raise his average to 289. 3 in his last 3 times up in the first game, won by the Mets 11-6, and 2 here in this game. Agee, a right-hand batter, and Gibbons' first pitch is hit foul into the stands out of play, strike 1. We pause now for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
New York Mets Baseball from 102.3 FM in Saratoga Springs, New York. WKAJ.
Ralph Kiner along with Lindsey Nelson and Bob Murphy from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Tommy Agee, the batter, and the pitch back to Agee is inside the ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mets are leading by a score of 7-2. They have Al Weiss on at second base, and the count's 1-1 with 2 men out here in the top of the third to Tommy Agee. Minnesota Twins defeated Oakland 10-4. They have taken over first place in their division in the American League. Next pitch is low, and it's ball 2. In that game, the winning pitcher was Miller. The attendance 30,654. Game played in Minnesota. Home runs by Killebrew, Cardenas, Carew, and Mundy. Killebrew getting his 20th, Cardenas his 5th, Carew his 6th, and Mundy his 9th. Next pitch to Agee is swung on, and the count 2-2. This game has been going on 1 hour now. We're in the top of the third. First ball game played in 2 hours and 57 minutes. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled. The ball dropped by Sanguin. So Agee stays alive. The count 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Cubs have scored against Bob Gibson and the St. Louis Cardinals at the end of 2.5 innings. The Cubs won, the Cardinals nothing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Given back again to Agee, and the pitch is fouled on top of the roof, out of play. Agee with 12 home runs leads the club in that department. He has 36 runs batted in. And again the 2-2 pitch, and again a foul ball out of play. Agee reaching out on the pitch that was out over the plate and fouling the ball into the right field stand. Detroit at the end of 1 leading Baltimore 3-0 on the home run by Norm Cash. Now Gibbon again with a 2-2 pitch, and this time way outside. They count 3 balls and 2 strikes. The on-deck batter for the Mets, Ken Boswell. And Gibbon with the 3-2 pitch. And it's drilled to center field. Matty Alou off and running. He gets to the ball and makes the catch of the line drive. That ball was hit hard. The catch ends the inning. 1 run on the home run by J.C. Martin. 2 hits, no errors, the man left at second. And the score after 2.5. The Mets 7, the Pirates 2.
How did you make out this past winter? Did it cost you more than you had expected to keep warm this season? If it did, it might have been one of 2 things that proved costly for you. 1, every fuel oil is not the same, and clean, fast-burning fuel oil is important to you, not only for the maximum heat, but for the best efficiency of your heating system. And 2, perhaps your furnace or heating system needs cleaning. The Adirondack Oil Service on Maple Avenue can help you with both of those problems. First, when you call on the Adirondack Oil Service, you'll receive prompt service from their radio dispatch trucks, and they will deliver the finest fuel oil that money can buy. And if a dirty burner is your problem, Adirondack Oil Service can handle that problem too. Now is the ideal time to have your burner cleaned and adjusted so that your heating system will operate at its maximum efficiency and economy next season. Don't wait until you need your furnace operating full-time. Call the Adirondack Oil Service on Maple Avenue in Saratoga now at 584-2045.
17631.
We're going to the bottom of the third. The Mets in front 7-2 in the second game of this doubleheader. The first game they won 11-6. And the first batter will be Manny Sanguin, who doubled and scored a run in the first. It'll be Manny Sanguin, Willie Sargel, and Roberto Clemente for Don Cardwell, who has given up 2 runs and 3 hits. And the first pitch is swung on, strike 1. Sanguillen batting .342. He's had 2 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Cardwell back, and the pitch is called a strike. It's strike 2. A paid attendance here today for this 10:30 starting doubleheader, 17,631. Mets have played one other morning-afternoon doubleheader against Pittsburgh. Ground ball down to second. Boswell fields the ball deep at second, and the throw to first base in time to get Sanguillen out. Last year, the Mets played a 10:30 starting doubleheader here and won both games. Now the batter is Willie Sargel. He tripled his first time up in this ball game. He's had quite a day. He walked in the first game, hit a home run on top of the roof in the fourth, his 12th home run, walked in the fifth, grounded out in the seventh, and doubled in the ninth in the first ball game. In this game, he tripled. And the first pitch by Cardwell, a curve in, a called strike. Sargel's home run on the roof was his third here, and it's quite a feat. And the 13th hit on top of the roof. He is the only player to hit 3 home runs on the roof in right field. Next pitch is inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The first one ever hit up there was hit by a fairly good hitter. Fellow of renown, Babe Ruth. Came on a day when he hit 3 home runs, his last 3 home runs in his career. Now a drive over the leap of that train pull down into the right field corner. The ball fielded by Shamsky, and Sargel holds up at first base. Willie has a bad leg and cannot run hard, so it'll go as a single. The base hit the 4th off Cardwell, and it brings up Roberto Clemente. Babe Ruth, incidentally, went on to play additional games after his 3 home run day here near the end of his career. A lot of people believe that he hit his 3 home runs here and then quit, which is not the case. They were his last 3. Now Cardwell to Clemente, and the pitch is high, ball 1.
People believe that, Ralph, because that's the way it was portrayed in the movie. When Bill Bendix hit the 3, that was it.
I guess if Bendix can hit 3, you can retire. That's a famous movie made right here at Forbes Field. Next pitch is swung on, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Angels in the Outfield was made here at Forbes Field, and I was with the ball club, and we were in the scenes in the background when they shot actual plane scenes. Paul Douglas was the star. Janet Leigh was the female lead. Angels in the Outfield. It was a good picture. See it all the time on the Late Show. Now the 1-1 pitch. It's outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I was working in baseball at the time, and about every hour on the hour we got wires from Dory Sherry saying plug Angels in the outfield.
Story about a little girl that believed the ball club could win, even though it was a bad ball club, and they won with a lot of outside help. It only happened in the movie. Now a line drive that hits Willie Sargel, and Sargel is lying on the ground. It'll go as a base hit for Clemente, and Sargel is out. Ball was hit hard, and Sargel could not get out of the way as he was moving on towards second. And he appears to be all right as he walks off the field. It got him somewhere around the thigh. So Clemente gets a base hit. It would have been a base hit anyway. But the Mets get it out. 2 men away now, and the batter will be the left fielder, Al Oliver. Put out on that play goes to Cranepool. He was the closest man. Oliver walked his first time up in 4 pitches. Left fielder batting at .253. He was originally in the lineup at first base, and Sargel, who was in left field, was then moved to first, and Oliver went out to left. And the first pitch by Cardwell is outside, ball 1. Pirates now have 2 runs and 5 hits. The Mets have 7 runs on 8 hits. 2 men away, bottom half of the 3rd. And the next pitch is hit down to first base, and Cranepool knocks it down, picks the ball up, throws to the second shortstop covering at second base, and the force play retires aside. Good play by Ed. That ball almost went on through. He got to the ball to knock it down and picked it up right at his feet and fired on to Al Weiss covering at second for the force play. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on, and the score at the end of 3, the Mets 7, the Pirates 2.
Specialty Cars, located on Ridge Road, Northville on Sacandaga Reservoir, invite you to take off in a Dearborn Deserter sport buggy. You've seen them on TV, the go-anywhere buggy that's a boon to hunters, fishermen, outdoorsmen, and summer fun people. John Coffin of Specialty Cars invites you to call him at 925-8513, and he'll give you all the details on the Dearborn Deserter sport buggy, built from the ground up at Specialty Cars' own shop. The Dearborn Deserter buggy takes you places others just can't get, through sand, gravel, and over the roughest terrain. The buggy can be fully enclosed and has a built-in heater for chilly days. Call Specialty Cars at Northville 925-8513. Specialty Cars says we can turn your Beetle into a buggy. Get in the swing for summertime fun. Call Specialty Cars at Northville 925-8513. Specialty Cars, Ridge Road, Northville on Sacandaga Reservoir. Custom builders of the Dearborn Deserter sport buggies.
That's leading 7-2, and here for the play-by-play, Lindsey Nelson.
Thank you very much, Ralph Cannon. And hello, everybody. It's Bobby Fowle coming up to bat now for Kenny Boswell as Gil Hodges goes to a right-hand batter against left-hand pitcher Joe Gibbon. Here's the pitch to Bobby Fowle, and it is in there for a called strike. Willie Sargel had gone back in the clubhouse, and he was a little late coming out, so he is out there now at first base. Here's a pitch low. Since he was not there, and the infielders had the infield ball and were ready to loosen up their arms, Tony Vinson, the umpire, picked up the glove and took a throw or two over there.
Lindsey, it's that kind of a day. It is that hot, isn't it?
It is. It's a little informal. Here's the pitch now to Bobby Fowle, and it's in there for a called strike. The crowd got a big kick out of it. They were up and craning their necks all around because they never saw an umpire take infield practice before.
I haven't either.
When Vinson finished, he flipped the glove over to Yogi Berra, half expecting Yogi to fill in, I think. Fowle swings and fouls it down the right field line, out of play.
Lindsey, there's a Mets banner, or not really a Mets banner, I guess you'd say it's a Bucks banner, down in the right field area that has just broken loose and has fallen down. It said, Mets beat Bucks with a question mark, and then after that it says, Mission Impossible on it.
Yeah, there's a banner or two around here today. Here's a pitch to Bobby Fowle. Swung on, foul out to the right side, out of play again. And it's a good crowd on hand today. The paid attendance is 17,631. Keep in mind that this is a ballpark, the seating capacity of which is 35,000. Most they've ever had is 44,900. Here's a swing and a foul ball. That was in 1956, and it was for a gift night here at Forbes Field.
Back in 1947, we used to have a lot of crowds in the 40,000s, and they used to put the people on the field.
Yes, I remember that. Used to rope them off, matter of fact, and come up with some ground rules to cover balls hitting in there. Here's a pitch high and away for a ball.
He'd have a fly ball hit out to left field. He'd have to fight off about 10 fans to get to it to make the catch.
2-2 the count now. Here's a pitch, and it is low and away for a ball. Outside full at 3-2 to Bobby Fowle, leading off for the Mets in the top half of the fourth inning. Mets 7, Pittsburgh Pirates 2. The Mets won the first game here today, 11-6. Here's a pitch, foul off and out of play, and the count holds full at 3-2. Chicago Cubs did not score in the top of the fourth. Midway of the fourth inning, it is the Cubs 1, the Cardinals nothing. Ferguson Jenkins against Bob Gibson. The Atlanta Braves got 3 in the sixth. Midway of the sixth inning, it is now the Braves 3 and the Giants 2. Milt Pappas against Mike McCormick, relieved by Ronnie Klein in the sixth. Now the pitch 3-2, and it's swung on line down the right field line, and this one is going to be in there for a base hit, taken on one out by Clemente. He throws to first base. Foul is back safely. Foul crawling back to first base to grab the bag with his hand. So it is a leadoff single for Bobby Fowle. And Cleon Jones comes up. He's gone 0 for 2 in this game. Ken Boswell had a bruised left thumb, and for that reason, Bobby Fowle came on to hit for him just now. A bruised left thumb. And the fact that the Mets were leading 7-2 was another contributing factor, and the fact that Joe Gibbon, left-hand pitcher, was pitching was another contributing factor. Pitch to Cleon Jones, high and away for a ball. Cleon's batting average for the season right now stands at .355, and Matty Alou 353. So Cleon is the National League's leading batter by 2 points. Mets got 5 runs in the top half of the first inning in this game. Here's Gibbons' pitch. High and off the glove of Sankey and back to the screen, and moving on to second on the wild pitch is Bobby Fowle. The Mets have a runner at second now. Nobody out. Count to Jones is 2-0. Art Shamsky waits on deck. Fowle takes his lead at second. Joe Gibbons sets up, checks and deals. And here's a swing, and it's a fly ball out to right center. And coming in is Clemente to make the catch, and Fowle holds at second base. Cleon Jones going out to Clemente in right center. 1 away. Art Shamsky's coming up. He's been up twice, been on base both times. He walks and singled to drive in a run. Mets 7, Pirates 2. Single game here tomorrow afternoon. We'll be on the air at 2:10 p.m. New York time to bring you that one. We'll be on the air at 1:30 on Sunday afternoon. Inside for a ball. The Mets will be at Shea Stadium in New York against the Chicago Cubs Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon. You're a fellow who likes to get out to the ballpark in the daytime, the summer afternoons, this is your chance. 2 big afternoon games, Tuesday and Thursday. Swinging a ground ball, it's going into right field for a base hit. Bobby Fowle is coming around, he's coming to score, and here's the throw, and he is out at the plate. He's out at the plate trying to score from third. As the throw was from Roberto Clemente, and Shamsky went on to second on the third of the plate. So making a base hit for Shamsky, moves to second on the throw, and Bobby Fowle goes out from Roberto Clemente to Manny Sanguilla. Bobby Fowle got a green light from Coach Eddie Yost at third as he rounded third to try to score. He was coming on and was thrown out at the plate attempting to score. 2 away. Wayne Garrett's up. Runner at second, 2 men out. Garrett had a base hit, and he grounded out. He's 1 for 2. That pitch is low for a ball. 1-0 to Wayne Garrett. Mets leading 7-2. We're in the top of the 4th. Gibbons steps off the rubber. Garrett relaxes at the plate. Now the pitch, and it's low for a ball. Count of 2-0 to Wayne Garrett. Garrett waits, and the pitch is throwing it on the ground towards second. Martinez up with it on the rim of the outfield grass, throws to first in time, and the side is out. So the Mets got no runs. They had 2 hits, there were no errors, and 2 left. In the middle of the 4th inning, the score is the Mets 7 and the Pirates 2.
Hi, this is Greg Morris of Mission Impossible with an important question for young men. Do you know where you're going? Have you considered the Coast Guard? The United States Coast Guard builds well-rounded men, experts in a variety of fields, men with eyes on the future. At the United States Coast Guard Academy, you'll receive the finest education and military training, a Bachelor of Science degree, and a commission in the United States Coast Guard. If you have the ability to take command, the Coast Guard is interested in you. At the Academy, you can concentrate on engineering, management, or oceanography. Your training and education will encompass every facet of the Coast Guard's humanitarian mission. If you have what it takes, take a career in the Coast Guard. For brochure and application form, write to the Director of Admissions, Coast Guard Academy, New London, Connecticut. That's the Director of Admissions, Coast Guard Academy, New London, Connecticut.
Is up now to lead off. He's a right-hand batter facing right-hand pitcher Don Cardwell, who's been in all the way for the Mets. Here's a swing and a drive into left field. Cleon Jones retreats and makes the catch of the line shot. Cleon went right to the edge of the warning track. One away, and Jose Martinez will be the batter. He's been up one time, and he grounded out second to first. He is playing second base in this game. Bill Mazeroski played second base in the first game, but Maz is hobbled a little bit by a pulled hamstring. So he's being rested in the second game. Cardwell delivers, and the pitch is low and away for a ball. Martinez shortened up his throw to bunt. That brought Bobby File in a step or two. At third base, Wayne Garrett's playing second base now. Fowle is at third, Garrett at second. Weiss is the shortstop. Cranefield's at first. Here's a pitch missing outside. 2-0 the count to Jose Martinez. Pitch is inside for a ball. Cardwell goes behind now, 3-0. Mets started the day 7 1/2 games back of the division-leading Chicago Cubs. Mets gained a half game by winning the first game here today, 11-6. Cubs are playing a singleton in St. Louis. That pitch is in for a called strike. Cubs have a one-run lead in that one midway of the fourth inning. Here's a pitch high, and Jose Martinez gets rid of the bat, goes down to first. That's the third walk issued by Cardwell. Brings up little Freddie Patek, who homered over the left field wall here at Forbes Field in the second inning. Back of the division-leading Chicago Cubs. Mets gained a half game by winning the first game here today, 11-6. Cubs are playing a singleton in St. Louis. That pitch is in for a called strike. Cubs have a one-run lead in that one midway of the fourth inning. Here's a pitch high, and Jose Martinez gets rid of the bat, goes down to first. That's the third walk issued by Cardwell. Brings up little Freddie Patek, who homered over the left field wall here at Forbes Field in the second inning. The Mets have now won 43 games this year. They've lost 34. The first game the Mets ever won was here at Forbes Field. It was on April 23rd, 1962, and the winning pitcher was Jay Hook. The score was 9-1. It broke a Mets 9-game losing streak from the start of the season. Tom Sturdivant started and took the loss for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's in for a called strike. One man out, runner at first. The Mets leading 7-2 in this, the second game of the doubleheader. This pitch is low as Patek shortened up his other bunt. Carl Taylor is on deck to bat for Joe Gibbon. And Lou Maroney is loosening up again down there in the bullpen, the left-hander who worked in the first game. Swinging a foul ball, backing out of play. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Freddie Patek. Gene Alley played shortstop in the first game here today. Pittsburgh Pirates have now won 38 games and lost 41. Cardwell checks. Here's the pitch. Low and away. I thought he might get a call on that pitch. Counts 2-2. There's a swing and a ground ball hammered to short. Weiss up with it. He goes over to Garrett to throw on to first. It's not in time. Pontek beats the relay. But the force on the lead runner, Jose Martinez, went from Al Weiss to Wayne Garrett. Now Carl Taylor bats for Joe Gibbons. Taylor's hitting .344. He has 2 homers and 14 runs batted in. He's a right-hand batter. Lou Maroney throwing in the bullpen. Pontek takes his lead at first base. Cardwell pitches in there for a called strike. Matty Alou is now on deck. First game here today, Matty Alou had 2 hits and Cleon Jones had 3. As they're locked in a race for the National League batting title. This pitch is low and away. 1-1 now to Taylor. There's a swing and a ground ball to short. Taken there by Weiss. He goes to Garrett for the force that retires the side. Carl Taylor grounded into the force play. It's no runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, and 1 left. At the end of 4 full innings of play, the score is the Mets 7, the Pirates 2.
How did you make out this past winter? Did it cost you more than you had expected to keep warm this season? If it did, it might have been one of 2 things that proved costly for you. 1, every fuel oil is not the same, and clean, fast-burning fuel oil is important to you, not only for the maximum heat, but for the best efficiency of your heating system. And 2, perhaps your furnace or heating system needs cleaning. The Adirondack Oil Service on Maple Avenue can help you with both of those problems. First, when you call on the Adirondack Oil Service, you'll receive prompt service from their radio dispatch trucks, and they will deliver the finest fuel oil that money can buy. And if a dirty burner is your problem, Adirondack Oil Service can handle that problem too. Now is the ideal time to have your burner cleaned and adjusted so that your heating system will operate at its maximum efficiency and economy next season. Don't wait until you need your furnace operating full-time. Call the Adirondack Oil Service on Maple Avenue in Saratoga now at 584-2045.
To do the pitching now, making his 9th appearance. He worked in the first game here today for an inning in which he was reached for 2 runs on 1 hit. As he warms up, we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is New York Mets Baseball from 102.3 on your FM dial in Saratoga Springs, New York, WKAJ.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Ed Cranepool is up to lead off. Now left-hand batter facing left-hand pitcher Lou Maroney. Joe Gibbon worked 2 1/3, charged with 1 run on 4 hits, struck out and unwalked none. Here's the pitch to Cranepool, and it's low for a ball. Cranepool walked with the bases loaded to drive in a run in the first inning, and he grounded out second to first in the 3rd inning. Maroney with a pitch. Hits in front of the plate. Curveball. 2-0. Here the St. Louis Cardinals got a run in the bottom half of the 4th inning. At the end of 4, it's the Cardinals 1, the Cubs 1. Ferguson Jenkins against Bob Gibson. Two-0 pitch to Cranepool. Swung on, foul back. It's 2-1. And the Yankees beat the Cleveland Indians 5-4 in the first game as Fritz Peterson got the win, and Dick Ellsworth took the loss, and Chuck Hinton had a homer in the sixth with one on. His first of the season for Cleveland. They have another yet to play in New York. Mets won the first game here today, 11-6. They're leading in this one 7-2. Craneville swings and pops it up off the line at third. Pagan goes to the field boxes. It's out of play. So make it a 2-2 count now to Ed Craneville. It's overcast at this moment here in Pittsburgh. In case you've joined us along the way, the first game began at 10:30 this morning, at 10:35 more accurately. We were on the air at 10:30. There's a swing and a ground ball to second. Martinez gets a big hop, and he plays to Willie Sargel in time, one away. For the finest products on the road, drive into Citgo. It's a nice place to visit. J.C. Martin's coming up. Single to drive in a run and had a home run. 2 for 2 and 2 RBI. Pitch to the left-hand batter, and it's low for a ball. J.C. Martin's homer came off a left-hand pitcher, off Joe Gibbon, in the third inning. It's 2-0 now to Martin. Now the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to left center field, and Al Oliver moves over and back. He's there, and he makes the catch. So there's 2 men out, and that'll bring up Al Weiss. He's doubled and tripled in this ball game. He tripled with the bases loaded all the way out to the iron gate in right center field, with the most power he's shown this year, or maybe any year. Triple to drive in 3 and clear the bases in the first inning, and then he doubled in the third inning. Al Weiss, the Met shortstop, right-hand batter. Roney's pitch is hit high into the air in short right field. Clemente comes in, but Martinez goes out and calls and makes the catch. That is out in order with no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. In the middle of the fifth, the score is the Mets 7 and the Pirates 2.
Hi, this is Bob Walton at Walton Sports Shop, urging you to stop in and see us when you need camping equipment. Now that vacation time is here, have you found that in checking over your equipment that you need something additional? Then stop in and see the wide selection we have to offer. Walton's carries pack frames, canteens, and mess kits. If this is your first year of tenting, then be sure that you see Walton's for all styles of tents, air mattresses, and Coleman stoves and lanterns. Walton's carries a full line of famous name sleeping bags. Of course, at Walton's, hunters can find everything in one convenient location: guns, ammunition, and hand-loading equipment, and rifle scopes to make those long shots surer and safer. For the golfers, be sure to visit Walton's Par 3 room, where you'll find a complete line of golf equipment: shoes, clubs, bags, carts, and a rainproof jacket for just $9.95. A complete line of equipment for all sports is what you'll find at Walton Sports Shop, Lake Avenue in Saratoga, where sportsmen cater to sportsmen.
The Chicago Cubs did not score in the top of the fifth. Going to the bottom of the fifth, it's the Cubs 1 and the Cardinals 1. A 1-1 tie going to the bottom of the fifth. Top of the batting order, Matty Alou is up now to lead off for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And the bottom of the fifth here at Forbes Field, Don Cardwell with a pitch. It's foul back and out of play. Alou has flied to center and flied to right, and his 2 trips up to the plate in this game. This pitch misses outside for a ball. So it's 1-1. Jones is batting .354 at the moment, and Alou is batting .353. They're only a point apart. Cardwell delivers, and the pitch is outside for a ball. 2-1. The end of 2 innings, Detroit leads Baltimore 4-0. In the first game of a doubleheader at Detroit, and at that point, time has been called because of rain in Detroit, Michigan, on the 4th of July. Spoiled the picnic. Swinging a ground ball by the third baseman, Bobby Fowl, on out into left field for a base hit. for Matty Alou. So Alou delivers his first hit of this game. Against the bunting possibility, Bobby Fowle, the third baseman, was on the infield grass, and that was slammed just past him. So now Manny Songian comes up. He has doubled and grounded out. He's a right-hand batting catcher. That was hit number 6 for the Pirates off Cardwell. Mets are leading in the game 7-2. Here's a swing and a foul ball to the right side, out of play. Jones and Alou are now even. Matty Alou picked up 1 point with that base hit. He and Jones are tied with marks of 354. There's a swing and a high pop off the bat of Songian out toward short. Al Weiss moves over and calls and makes the catch of the Major League pop. So there's one away, and that'll bring up Willie Sargel. Willie tripled a drive and a run and single. He's 2 for 2. In the first game, he hit one on the roof. During his career, he has hit 3 balls up on the roof in right field. Eddie Matthews hit 2 up there. Bob Skinner hit 2 up there. And who hit the first one up there, Babe Ruth, in 1935 on May 25th. Swinging a ground ball to the right side. Cranepool has it. He's going to go to the bag unassisted for the second out. Matty Alou moves to second. So there are 2 men out, and Roberto Clemente will be coming up now. He is 1 for 2. He's a right-hand batter who has 4 times won the batting championship of the National League. Pirates are batting here in the bottom of the 5th, second game of a July 4th doubleheader. Cardwell sets up and checks to Lou at second. Here's the pitch to Clemente. Check swing, looper, foul, back to first. It's out of play. No chance for anyone to get over for a play on it. It's strike 1 to Clemente. Work is in progress on Three River Stadium, the new stadium here in Pittsburgh, down at the side of Old Exposition Park. Near the downtown area, just across from the Golden Triangle area of Pittsburgh. Pitch is outside. It'll be an easy walk from downtown Pittsburgh to the new stadium when it is completed. Close observers doubt that it will be ready for the start of next season. They hope it will. But it's difficult to tell about the finishing date of the stadium. There are so many variable factors. Work stoppages, availability of materials. Here's a pitch, and it's low and away for a ball. 2-1. The shell of the new stadium is up, and it's clearly visible from the hotel where the Mets are staying, where they have stayed during their years in the National League. This property and this stadium is owned by the University of Pittsburgh. Playing a foul ball to the right side out of play. So it's expected that university buildings will be constructed here. This park was opened on the 30th of June, 1909. It is not the oldest park presently being used in the Major Leagues, but it's the second oldest. Connie Mack Stadium, Shive Park in Philadelphia, was opened in April of that same year, 1909. Recently, they had a big 60th birthday celebration here at Forbes Field for this ballpark. Had it on June 30th, appropriately enough. Here's a pitch. Swung on, foul back and out of play. Clemente threw his bat at that ball. He'll do that from time to time. He figures the strike zone is anything he can reach with the bat, holding it or throwing it. 2-2 is the count. And as one would expect, a lot of baseball history has been written here at Forbes Field, which has been the home of the Pirates through all those years. Pirates got their name, by the way, back in 1880 before this ballpark was built. Cardwell steps off the rubber. Now again, Cardwell checks, and here's the pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to center field. Agee is coming up. Garrett's going out, and Agee's there to make the catch. So the side is retired. It's no runs, a hit, no errors, and one left. At the end of 5 full innings of play, the score is the Mets 7, the Pirates 2.
This is Pat Boone for VISTA, Volunteers in Service to America, a group of Americans of all ages and all colors interested in a better America. A VISTA volunteer believes in change, not with rocks or tear gas, but with education, progress, and a helping hand. My friend Dr. Billy Graham called VISTA volunteers a group dedicated to a better America through human respect, dignity, and pride. They help poor Americans to help themselves, not a handout, but a heart out. VISTA pays its volunteers poverty wages, $50 a month, so you know that they're dedicated people. If you think you have what it takes to change this world in a peaceful, deliberate, careful way, if you're interested in helping less fortunate Americans to help themselves, then why don't you find out about VISTA? Write VISTA, Box A, Washington, D.C. VISTA, Box A, Washington, D.C.
Through 5 innings of play in the second game of this doubleheader, it's the New York Mets 7 runs on 10 hits, and the Pittsburgh Pirates 2 runs on 6 hits. Don Cardwell will lead off for the Mets in the top half of the 6th inning. Lou Maroney is the pitcher currently on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They started with Doc Ellis, who lasted 1 2/3. Joe Gibbon pitched 2 1/3, now Lou Maroney. Cardwell's been up twice. He's been a strikeout victim on each occasion. Maroney takes the sign. Here's the pitch. In for a called strike. Again the pitch to Don Cardwell. Swung on and missed. Count of 2 strikes. Tommy Agee's on deck. This is a breaking pitch. Goes high, and it's 1-2. Here's a swing and a miss, and Cardwell is a strikeout victim for the 3rd time today. That'll bring up Tommy Agee. The combined Pirates pitchers in this game have a combined total of 3 strikeouts. Don Cardwell 3 times. Here is a pitch that comes in as Agee stepped back out of the batter's box. Paul Pryor apparently called no pitch. St. Louis didn't score in the bottom of the 5th. At the end of 5, the Cubs won, the Cardinals won. A single game in St. Louis, Missouri. Here's a pitch in for a called strike to Tommy Agee. Agee is 2 for 3. He had 5 straight hits his last 3 times in the first game and his first 2 times in this one. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right field that Roberto Clemente is lining up. He's there and he makes the catch. 2 away. Bobby File is the batter. He's been up one time, and he lined a single to right. In the entire 60-plus years in which this ballpark has been used as a major league domain, there has never been a no-hitter pitched here. The longest the pitcher's ever gone, 7 2/3 innings. Bob Moose of the Pittsburgh Pirates last year. In for a called strike. Before that, Al Jackson of the New York Mets, 7 1/3. Before that, Carl Hubble of the New York Giants, 7 1/3. Swing and a soft liner into the glove of Sargel at first for the out. So it's no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. In the middle of the 6th inning, the score is the Mets 7, the Pirates 2.
You know, unfair housing isn't unfair. It's illegal. This is Chico Hamilton. If anybody has refused to rent or sell you a house or an apartment because you were black, yellow, Puerto Rican, Jewish, or whatever, they're breaking the law. That is, they're breaking the fair housing law of 1968. What you can do is write to Fair Housing, Washington, D.C., zip code 20410, and complain, and they'll do something. When the law says anybody can live anywhere, the law means exactly that. Anywhere, baby. I mean, but anywhere. So, write to Fair Housing, Washington, D.C., zip code 20410.
In the bottom of the 6th, it's Al Oliver to lead off for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He has walked and grounded into a force play so far, left-hand batter. Facing Don Cardwell, who has been in all the way for the Mets. The Mets won the first game of this holiday doubleheader by a score of 11-6. And they're leading in this, the second game, by a score of 7-2. His swing and a ground ball to first. Cranepool has it. Placed to Cardwell, covering first in time to get Al Oliver. There's one away, and Jose Pagan is coming up. Slide to right and line to left. Pagan did not start the game at third base. Rich Hebner did, but before Hebner came up in the first inning, Pagan replaced him. Pagan batted for him, as a matter of fact, that first time around after Hebner had played third during the top half of the inning. Hebner earlier in the day had complained of not feeling well. Cardwell's pitch. Swung on it on the ground to short. Weiss is over, gets a big hop. Plays to Cranepool. Pagan is out. 2 away, nobody on base, and now Jose Martinez. He is grounded out and walked.
Second baseman, Jose Martinez.
Martinez, the right-hand batter. This pitch is in for a called strike. Speaking of the fact that there's never been a no-hitter pitched here in the 60 years that this has been a major league park, there are all sorts of discussions about it. It's a big ballpark, and you'd think that that would be a great advantage for a pitcher. Here's a pitch low. However, the hitting background is excellent here. The walls are ivy-covered. There are no signs. And beyond that, in the park, green foliage so that there's nothing to distract the batter. And that's advanced by some as a reason for the fact that there's never been a no-hitter. Regardless, it's a tremendous coincidence if that's what it is. Wouldn't it be strange if one were pitched on the last day that this is used as a major league park? Pitch is bunted on and missed by Martinez. 1 and 2. There's no accounting for some of the things that happen in baseball. In the National League, in 1880, there were perfect games pitched 5 days apart. Within a span of 5 days, there were 2 perfect games. And there was not another one until 1964. And Jim Bunnings worked for the Phils against the Mets at Shea Stadium. Here's a swing and a foul ball up to the right side out of play. Count holds at 1-2. Jose Martinez. Sargel takes off his cap to mop a little perspiration. Now he gets ready again. It's a muggy day in Pittsburgh. That's low and away for a ball. 2 men out, nobody on base. The Mets are leading by a score of 7-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Pirates batting in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a foul ball. It's out of play. Paul Pryor, the umpire behind the plate, moves around to retrieve the ball. In both games of this doubleheader, the umpire behind the plate has worked in a white shirt without the conventional dark jacket, with a ball bag attached to his belt, since there are no jacket pockets in which to hold the baseball. Here's a swing and a fly ball to center field, and Agee ranges back a step or two. There's a lot of room out there. He makes the catch. Crowd's out in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. The end of 6 full innings of play. The score is the Mets 7, the Pirates 2.
Whether you're looking for a hot or a cold sandwich or a complete dinner, make Pinellas Restaurant on Jefferson Street your headquarters for the finest in Italian or American dishes. At Pinellas, food and cocktails are served daily from 5 p.m. on. They're closed on Sundays. Choose from Pinellas' wide selection on their dinner menu, and they always have those famous steak sandwiches. Many people in the area find Pinellas Restaurant the ideal stopping-off place after the races. It's just 400 yards from the new grandstand entrance on Jefferson Street. Each day, Pinellas Restaurant has a different special, and Pinellas is the type of place where you can just relax in their informal atmosphere. Reservations are not necessary, and there's always plenty of free parking. Italian or American dishes, choose your favorite and enjoy the wonderful cuisine at Pinellas Restaurant, Jefferson Street, Saratoga Springs. Why not stop by at Pinellas Restaurant tonight?
Now the 7th inning at Forbes Field, New York leading Pittsburgh by a score of 7-2. The Mets won the opener behind Tom Seaver 11-6. At St. Louis, batting in the last of the 6th inning, Cubs won, Cardinals won. Cleon Jones 0 for 3. Cleon and Matty Alou are now in a flat-footed tie for the National League batting lead. Cleon had 3 hits in the first game, but has been stopped so far in the nightcap. He fouls it upstairs out of play. Cleon and Matty Alou are both hitting .354 at the moment. Lou Maroney, the left-hander, fires and it's foul back into the crowd. No play. Maroney appeared in relief in the opening game. He gave up 1 hit, but that 1 hit was a 2-run homer by Tommy Agee. Art Shamsky on deck, then Wayne Garrett here in the top half of the 7th. Now Maroney winds. Here's the pitch on the way, way inside, and Cleon, I believe, may have been grazed by it. He was, and Jones goes to first base, hit by a pitch ball. Art Shamsky has a perfect game working. Art has reached on a walk and twice singled to right field. He has driven a run in.
Right fielder,
Shamsky was 2 for 2, raising his batting average to .335. In the 7th inning at Fenway, Washington got 3 to go ahead of the Red Sox 4-1 after 6.5. Now Maroney's pitch is over at the outside corner, strike 1 call. The Mets conceivably could gain a game and a half on the Cubs today if the Cardinals can win and if the Mets can win too. Breaking ball low and outside. At the end of 6, the Cubs won and the Cardinals won. A mound duel between Ferguson Jenkins and Bob Gibson. There goes the runner. And a foul ball hit back toward our broadcasting booth and out of play. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The foul ball on Shamsky's bat just missed the color TV camera operating behind the plate. In San Francisco, Bobby Bonds has homered for the second time in the game to tie up the ball game. Ground ball knocked down by Joe Gibbon, and he throws to first in time to get Shamsky. I said Joe Gibbon, I beg your pardon, Lou Maroney. One wears 19 and the other 29. Lost his shot at the double play when he failed to field the ball clean and had to settle for the out at first base. 1 out and 1 on in the 7th, and now the hitter is Wayne Garrett. The Braves and Giants now tied in the last of the 8th inning, 3-3 in their first game at San Francisco. Fastball over the outside corner, strike 1 call. Last year, Lou Maroney pitched at Salem, Oregon. He was pitching at York, Pennsylvania until brought up about a month ago by Pittsburgh. 5'10", 185-pound left-hander. Leon Jones on second. And a ground ball bounced on the right side, handled by Jose Martinez. And he throws to Sargel, 2 men down. Crossing over to third, Leon Jones. Eddie Crane drew a walk with the bases loaded in the first inning, driving in a run. And since then has grounded out twice to second base. Neither Cranepool nor Clendenin 100% physically right now. Eddie's back has been bothering him, and Clendenin bothered by leg cramps. Ground ball on the right side of the infield, a big hop for Martinez, and the peg to Sargel. The Mets are out in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. At the end of 6 1/2 innings, the New York Mets 7 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 2. The Mets are home at Shea on Monday night for the Mayor's Benefit game against the New York Yankees, the annual Mayor's Trophy game. Why don't you plan to catch a couple of day games next week? The Mets and Cubs are playing 2 day games and a night game. Series will open with an afternoon game on Tuesday with Jerry Koosman on the mound. Tom Seaver pitches the Wednesday night game, and Gary Gentry will be on the mound Thursday afternoon at Shea Stadium. Then next Friday night, the Montreal Expos start a weekend series. The game on Saturday will be at 4:05 p.m. And on Sunday, 1 week from this Sunday, July 13th, the Mets and the Montreal Expos in a doubleheader. So this is the 8th doubleheader of the year, and the 9th will be at Shea between the Mets and the Expos. Tickets are on sale at the advanced sale window at Shea Stadium 7 days a week. Remember, too, that you can buy your actual seat ticket at any of the 147 branches of the Manufacturers Hanover Trust Company Bank. That covers the 5 boroughs, Westchester and Nassau. And for Mets fans in Suffolk County, again this year, the Mets have a ticket booth at Macy's in the Walt Whitman Shopping Center in Huntington. Little Freddie Poptek is the batter facing Cardwell in the last of the 7th inning. 1 for 2, a home run. Over the inside corner, strike 1. Now Carty has his sign. Here's the pitch on the way. Bunted foul. No play for J.C. Martin. That bunt carries all the way back to the field boxes. Now Cardwell with a 2-strike count on Freddie Ponta. Don Cardwell gave up 5 hits in the first 3 innings. But over the last 3, has allowed only 1 hit. A little bit high, and Patek takes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Freddie Patek stands 5'4". He weighs 165 pounds. His home run was hit well over 400 feet. Hit high into the air, a fly ball to right center. Shamsky meandering over is under it, and he puts it away for the out. Now Gary Kolb, K-O-L-B, is coming out as a pinch hitter. And before he steps in, we step out for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is New York Mets Baseball on WKAJ FM 102.3 in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Bob Murphy with Ralph Kiner and Lindsey Nelson were in the 7th inning in Pittsburgh, and Gary Kolb hits a high fly ball deep to right center, way back, Tommy Agee, and Agee gathers it in on the warning track in deep right center field. Well, that fly ball was caught about 420 feet from home plate. 2 outs, nobody on in the Pirates' 7th inning. Matty Alou, the leadoff batter, coming up. Pittsburgh will have a new pitcher in the ball game. When we go to the 8th inning. Chuck Hartenstein is warming up. Matty Alou, 1 for 3. He's batting .354. And he takes outside, ball 1. At the moment, Matty Alou and Cleon Jones are in a flat-footed tie for the National League batting lead. Joe Hodges getting Jack DeLauro up in the bullpen now. At a fastball that's over, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardwell has gotten better as the ball game has gone along. The 1-1 delivery, hit on the ground down to third, fielded by Bobby File. He throws to first, they get Matty Alou, and the side is out. And Cardwell has now retired 9 consecutive hitters. In the last of the 7th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. At the end of 7, the New York Mets 7 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 2.
The finest in Italian cuisine and a wide array of steaks, chops, and seafood await your dining pleasure at Mangino's Restaurant, located in the south end of Saratoga Lake. But there's a big difference between just ordinary Italian or American cuisine and Mangino's fine foods. At Mangino's, your order is never prepared hours before. Mangino's realize that good food cannot be hurried, and they ask you to give them a little time to prepare it properly. All dishes are prepared to your order when your order is placed, never simmering away for hours or minutes in the kitchen. And that's the big difference at Mangino's. Why not enjoy eating Italian food the way it should be savored and dine at Mangino's Restaurant, located in the south end of Saratoga Lake at Route 9P, just 2 miles from Route 9. A complete line of Italian specialties are served to tempt the palate, and their steaks and chops and seafood are equally as delightful. If you're planning a banquet or party for up to 75 people, call Mangino's for their special party menu. They'll be happy to give you complete details. That's Mangino's Restaurant, the home of truly fine foods, Route 9P, the south end of Saratoga Lake.
Chuck Hartenstein is in to pitch now for the Pirates as we go to the 8th inning. He worked 2 1/3, allowed no runs, 2 hits in the first game. Lou Maroney did a good job during his stay in the ball game. He pitched 3 hitless innings. Lou Maroney in 3, allowed no runs, no hits, walked none, struck out 1. J.C. Martin has singled a run in and hit a home run in 3 times at bat. Lined hard toward the left field line, racing for it, Al Oliver, and he makes a one-handed grab. Left fielder Oliver caught that one on the dead run. Say, how'd you like to win a color TV set and maybe a lucky bonus of $1,000 or more? You can, in Royal Crown Colas, win with the Met sweepstakes. Details wherever RC is sold. No purchase necessary. Al Weiss takes the sidearm pass ball on the inside corner, a called strike. In the doubleheader, Al Weiss has 5 hits in 8 times at bat and 5 runs batted in. Now it's inside of the field line. Racing for it, Al Oliver, and he makes a one-handed grab. Left fielder Oliver caught that one on the dead run. Say, how'd you like to win a color TV set and maybe a lucky bonus of $1,000 or more? You can, in Royal Crown Colas, win with the Met sweepstakes. Details wherever RC is sold. No purchase necessary. Al Weiss takes the sidearm pass ball on the inside corner, a called strike. In the doubleheader, Al Weiss has 5 hits in 8 times at bat and 5 runs batted in. Now it's inside of the knees, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ron Swoboda has come out on deck to hit for Don Cardwell, and Jack DeLauro is warming up in the bullpen. Now a swing and a miss on a curveball. Hot, humid day, and manager Gil Hodges perhaps feels that Don Cardwell has pitched enough and is getting arm weary, although Cardwell retired the last 9 men to face him. Low and outside, but this is the kind of a day that is awfully difficult to go 9. One out and nobody on. The Mets sitting in the 8th inning. Squibbler foul, no play. It's 2-2. An afternoon game tomorrow will be on with a 2:15 ball game. Sidearmed, fouled off again by Al Weiss. Al drove in 2 runs with a double in the first game, and in the first inning of this game, with the bases loaded, he hit a long triple to right center field to clear the bases. 2-2 delivery. Ground ball hit down to third. A big hop taken by Pagan. And across the diamond now to Willie Stargell. 2 men away, and now Ron Swoboda will hit for Don Cardwell. Jack DeLauro is in the bullpen. Ron Swoboda is hitting for Don Cardwell. Low and outside, it's ball 1. Ron hitting .215. Cardwell allowed 2 runs, 6 base hits. Got better as the game went along. Now it's inside and low, ball 2, 2-0. Cardwell gave up 5 hits the first 3 innings and only 1 after that. Now it's low outside, ball 3, 3-0. Delivery by Hartenstein. A ground ball hit down to third, handled by Pagan. The long throw is in time for the out. Gil Hodges gave Ron the green light to hit the Frio delivery to try and help him get out of his batting slump, and Ron did hit the ball hard. The Mets are out in their half of the 8th inning with no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. Mets now have had 4 hitless innings in a row. At the end of 7 1/2 innings, the New York Mets 7 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 2.
Specialty Cars, located on Ridge Road, Northville on Sacandaga Reservoir, invite you to take off in a Dearborn Deserter Sport Buggy. You've seen them on TV, the go-anywhere buggy that's a boon to hunters, fishermen, outdoorsmen, and summer fun people. John Coffin of Specialty Cars invites you to call him at 925-8513, and he'll give you all the details on the Dearborn Deserter Sport Buggy, built from the ground up at Specialty Cars' own shop. Dearborn Deserter Buggy takes you places others just can't get. Through sand, gravel, and over the roughest terrain. The buggy can be fully enclosed and has a built-in heater for chilly days. Call Specialty Cars at Northville 925-8513. Specialty Cars says we can turn your Beetle into a buggy. Get in the swing for summertime fun. Call Specialty Cars at Northville 925-8513. Specialty Cars, Ridge Road, Northville on Sacandaga Reservoir. Custom builders of the Dearborn Deserter Sport Buggies.
Last of the eighth inning, and Jack DeLauro takes over the pitching for the New York Mets. Don Cardwell, working 7 innings, but allowed 2 runs, just 6 base hits. Walked 2 and struck out 1. As we mentioned, Cardi struggled in the first 3. He allowed 2 runs and 5 hits, and over the last 4 innings, Cardwell was on the mound. He allowed no runs and only 1 base hit. So now Jack DeLauro makes his 8th appearance of the year. When he joined the Mets, his first 3 outings were all in relief. He since then has had 4 starts in a row and now goes back to relieving. Manny Sanguillen, the catcher, hitting second in the order. A right-hand batter is up against DeLauro. And he bunched on the third base line. They're going to let it roll, and it's a base hit. It's right over the back. Sanguillen is on with a bunt single. He can't bunt a ball any straighter than that. Bobby File felt he had only 1 chance. That was to see if it would roll foul. It wouldn't do it. They're on the 8th inning in St. Louis. The Cubs won and the Cardinals won. Jenkins against Gibson. The Braves and Giants go 3-3 to the 9th inning. They're underway at Dodger Stadium. Tony Cloninger against Claude Osteen. The Reds did not score in the first. Second game at Yankee Stadium now underway. Cleveland scoreless in the first. Juan Pizarro against Bill Burbach. Yankees won the opener 5-4. Peterson the winner, Ellsworth the loser. Washington 4. The Red Sox won. Last of the 8th at Boston in the first game. And in the first game at Detroit, the Tigers beat the Orioles 4-0 after 2 innings. Well, here's Willie Sargel. He's throwing the ball up all day long. Outside, ball 1. Sargel has 4 hits in 6 times at bat. He has a single, a double, a triple, and a home run. Towering fly ball is playable in rather deep center, backing up Tommy Agee. Tommy's drawing a beat on it, and he makes the catch. Sanguillen draws a throw. Manny Sanguillen is really a bundle of energy. He is quick behind the plate. It would be hard to believe that he would tag up and try to go to second 5 runs behind, so he was merely bluffing. Now the hitter is Clemente. Roberto has 1 for 3. Clemente had 3 for 5 in the opener. He looks it over, and DeLauro's pitch sinks low, ball 1. Seattle and Kansas City tied 1-1 at the end of 5.5 in their opener. Bunted by Clemente down the third baseline. File picks it up, throws, not in time. 2 bunt singles by the Pirates. Angel arguing at Tony baseline. I'll say one thing, Bob. Those 2 bunts, one by Sanguillen and the other by Clemente. If you would take the ball out there and place it down there on purpose, you couldn't do it any better. Can't imagine bunting a ball any straighter, can you? Both of them were right down the line, both fair by about 6 inches to a foot, and perfect. Bobby Fowle must be saying to himself right now, these major leaguers really can bunt. Ron Taylor gets up in the bullpen. The hitter is Al Oliver. Mets leading 7-2, last of the 8th inning. Swing and a miss on a curve, strike 1.
Jose Pagan, the on-deck batter. New York, 7 runs on 10 hits. Pittsburgh, 2 runs on 8 hits. They have 2 bunt singles here in the 8th. With 1 away, DeLisle delivers a liner foul deep down the line and up into the stand. Right here, a very important batter, because if Oliver can hit it out of here, they can get back in the ball game. So you're down to a man that you really need right here. Oliver, a left-hand batter, a 2-strike count. Ground ball, bounce to second base, taken by Garrett. The Weiss, they have 1. Now the first. That's 2 and retires to side. A 4-6-3 double play started by Wayne Garrett. So the Mets makes a big play in the field, and the side is out. No runs, 2 hits. No errors and 1 left on. At the end of 8 innings, the New York Mets 7 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 2.
In a nuclear war, millions of lives would depend on immediate and essential information from government. That's why the emergency broadcast system was developed. It provides the President and the federal government, as well as your state and local authorities, with a means of quick communications with the general public. In event of an attack, normal radio and television programming will immediately be discontinued, and only designated emergency broadcast stations will continue in operation. At that time, you would be instructed to tune to one of your area radio stations for official information and civil defense instructions. The emergency broadcast station serving your vicinity would easily be found by simply dialing around on your standard radio band. For while there would be no broadcast of station call letters during an emergency, repeated area identifications would be given with emergency information and civil defense instructions for your particular area.
In the 9th inning at San Francisco, Atlanta scored twice. So the Braves lead the Giants 5-3 going to the last half of the 9th inning in the opener. The Reds and Dodgers, no score at the end of 1. And here in Pittsburgh, we go to the 9th inning in the second game of the doubleheader. The Mets won the opener 11-6, and they lead 7-2 in the nightcap. Mets are bidding for their 4th doubleheader sweep of the year. Ground ball whacked to short by Tommy Agee, taken by Patek. And the throw across to Oliver retires Tommy Agee. Tommy 3 for 5 in the first game and 2 for 5 in the nightcap, 5 for 10 in the doubleheader. Bobby File 1 for 2, a single to right, and he lined out to first. File had 2 hits in the opener. Martinez's delivery over the outside corner, strike 1 call. Remember, an afternoon game tomorrow. We'll be on the air at 2:10 p.m. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jim McAndrew pitching tomorrow for the Mets. Presumably Luke Walker for the Pirates. Now a swing and a miss. Larry Shepard, the Pirate manager, has been playing some mystery games as far as his pitchers are concerned. You're never really sure who will be pitching until the game starts. Danny Frisella has just arrived at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. Danny brought up from the Tidewater Club to bolster the pitching during the absence of Doug McGraw. Doug will be journeying to Camp Lejeune, North Carolina for his reserve stint with the United States Marine Corps. Pitching 1 and 2. File lets it go. It's 2 and 2. Hardenstein working his second inning of relief. And a line drive into right field. Another base hit for Bobby Fowler. Clemente grabs it, throws the first down in time. Clemente tried to throw him out on the base hit. That's a pet play of Roberto's. He plays a rather shallow right in the short area in right field. He has a strong arm, and he'll charge a hard-hit base hit and try and throw the runner out at first base.
They're in the last of the 8th inning in St. Louis. The Cardinals batting and the game tied 1-1. Bobby File, 4 hits and 8 times at bat in this doubleheader. Leon Jones, 0 for 3 in the nightcap. He had 3 for 6 in the first game. He needs a base hit. 1 ball and no strikes. He actually leads Matty Alou by 1 point. Pitched by Hartenstein, a breaking ball for a strike, 1-1. 9th inning, 7-2. The Mets lead. If the Mets sweep, they'll be 5-2 on this road trip with 2 games to go. And they will again be 10 games over 500. Now Cleon lets it go, and it's outside, 2 balls and a strike. Hartenstein is the 4th pitcher. Well, Danny Frisella is in uniform and cutting across over into the Mets dugout. He'll be saying hello to all his old pals. The 2-1 delivery swung on and missed. When a pitcher comes up with a sore arm, he has all kinds of sleepless nights wondering whether it's ever going to be all right again or not. Frisella had a sore arm all through spring training. It came around about a month ago. He was 4-0 at Tidewater in the International League. Hartenstein with a count of 2-2 on Cleon Jones. 1 out and 1 on, 9th inning. Now Cleon asks for time and gets out. Hartenstein really taking time between the pitches. Sargel holds against the runner. Now the pitch. And a ground ball hits foul down toward Eddie Yost on the lines at third. Well, I guess Danny Frisella got dressed just about in time to go back in the clubhouse and undress. It could be a fast game for him. At least we hope it will be. That's the kind of spirit you like to see, though. You call a player up. Flies in, gets the cab, comes right to the ballpark, jumps right in the uniform, and goes to the dugout to be ready. Now 2-2 on Cleon. Mr. Hartenstein's pitch is full foul on the ground, back into the dugout. Yogi Berra coaching at first, Eddie Yost coaching at third. After a good hot day like this and after a doubleheader, a good cool shower is going to feel good. Now Twiggy checks the runner and pitches. Sidearm, low, outside, 3-2. Hartenstein got the name Twiggy when he was with the Chicago Cubs, and all you have to do is take a look at him and you know why. He is on the slender side. There goes Bobby File, and it's fouled off. So Bobby turns and heads back to first. St. Louis sitting in the last of the 8th inning, and the ball game tied. The Cubs won and the Cardinals won. There goes the runner. Ground ball hit toward the hole. That's a base hit going on into left field. Bobby File on his way to third, and he pulls into third standing up. Oliver bobbled the ball for a moment, lost any chance he might have had for File at third. Probably very little. File was running on the pitch. So Cleon gets a base hit, his 4th of the afternoon. So Cleon, with that single, is hitting .356. And Matty Alou, .353. Runners on first and third, Shamsky the batter. A two-run homer by the Giants' Bob Berta in the last of the ninth inning has tied up the Atlanta game. 5-5. Ground ball that is off the glove of Willie Sargel. Shamsky racing for first base, and he makes it. Coming in to score, Bobby Fowl. It'll be scored a base hit. Hard ground ball hit by Shamsky, and near the bag, Sargel got a glove on it, didn't hold it. It broke off Sargel's glove. It scored a base hit, so gives Shamsky a base hit. His third in 4 times up, and a run batted in, his second RBI. And now the Mets lead 8-2. Runners on first and second. Wayne Garrett has 1 for 4. Pull foul. Down the first baseline, no play. Well, the Mets had 11 runs on 16 hits in the first game, matching their previous high in both departments. But they now have 13 hits in this game. Mets had 10 hits in the first 4 innings, no hits in the next 4, and now they've picked up 3 in a row in the 9th inning. Garrett has a look, it's outside. Bruce Al Kenton, the right-hander, getting ready now in the Pittsburgh bullpen. The on-deck hitter is Eddie Cranepool and then J.C. Martin. Hit hard but foul down the third baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Wayne Garrett. Wayne hitting .272. Leon Jones on second, Art Shamsky on first. Pitching 1-2, and it's high. Sanguin reaching up for it. It goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mets would never have dreamt, probably, that when they left spring training this year, there would be a time in the middle of the season they'd be rooting for the Cardinals. Lined up the middle by Wayne Garrett, a base hit. Jones around third is heading home. The throw coming in by Matty Alou is cut off by Potek on the mound. That's now leading 9-2. Wayne Garrett getting his second hit of the game and driving a run in. For Wayne Garrett, his 19th RBI. And now the hitter is Eddie Cranepool. And that's 4 hits in a row off Chuck Hartenstein. Eddie Cranepool is 0 for 3. And he takes outside in low, ball 1. Eddie did draw a walk with the bases loaded in the first inning, driving in a run. Ground ball hammered to shortstop. Potek racing to the bag. Now throws to first. In time for the double play, and the side is out. Top of the 9th inning, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left. At the end of 8 1/2 innings, the New York Mets 9, the Pittsburgh Pirates 2. Now here's a word from Rangel.
Can you imagine a beer without a head? It's like an egg without a yolk. Bread without the crust. It's like pizza with no cheese. Beer is meant to have a head. And Rheingold is a beer that's meant to keep it. Rheingold Extra Dry is a beer with a 10-minute head. And when the head's still there, so is all the lively beer flavor. Flavor that's made Rheingold the extra dry lager beer since 1837. The proud Rheingold 10-minute head is your sign that this beer is made of the finest ingredients. This beer is truly a great.
Rheingold 10-minute head. Haven't you timed it yet? Rheingold Breweries, New York and Orange, New Jersey.
Last of the ninth inning, Jack DeLauro pitching in relief of Don Cardwell, Jose Pagan to lead off. And a quick pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
You're listening to New York Mets Baseball on WKAJ-FM 102.3 in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Bob Murphy with Ralph Kiner and Lindsey Nelson. Last of the ninth. New York in front, 9-2. Rod Gaspar goes to left field. And a grounder hits foul by Pagan, no play. In the doubleheader, Cleon Jones had 4 hits and 10 times at bat, a .400 average. He leads Matty Alou by 3. A beautiful stop by Bobby File and a hard shot. He gets to his feet, throws to first, Pagan is out. Score 1 away in the last of the night. The Cubs and Cardinals now go to the ninth inning, tied up 1-1. The hitter is Jose Martinez, the second baseman. He has grounded out to third, walked, and flied to center, nothing for 2. He's hitting .275. He's a right-hand batter. DeLauro's fastball is in. Strike 1 call. Airtime tomorrow, 2:10 p.m. in the third game of the 4-game series. Now a slow curve, a strike called, and a 2-strike advantage for Jack DeLauro. It has been a booming day for the Mets bats. Ground ball right back to the mound. DeLauro has it, and he throws to first, 2 down. Mets had 11 runs on 16 hits in the first game, and they have 9 runs, 14 hits in this ball game. Freddie Patek is the batter with 2 down in the ninth inning. He has 1 for 3. That was a home run, accounting for one of the 2 Pirate runs. Fastball over, strike 1 call. Now the pitch to Patek, and he tries his curve. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Patek 5-4, cocks the bat off the right shoulder, chokes up just a bit, and bluffs it a bunt and lets it go outside and low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jim McAndrew pitching tomorrow for the Mets. For the Pirates, we think it will be Luke Walker. And the 2-1 delivery, he bunts the ball. Off the mound comes DeLauro. He'll have to hurry. Throw is in time, and the doubleheader is over. Jack DeLauro fielding the bunt and firing to Ed Cranetool. That retires the Pirates in the last of the ninth inning, and the Mets have swept their 4th doubleheader of the year. They now are 5-2 on this road trip. In the ninth, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. Final score, the New York Mets 9 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 2. And we'll be back for the recap in just 1 minute.
The finest in Italian cuisine and a wide array of steaks, chops, and seafood await your dining pleasure at Mangino's Restaurant, located in the south end of Saratoga Lake. But there's a big difference between just ordinary Italian or American cuisine and Mangino's fine foods. At Mangino's, your order is never prepared hours before. Mangino's realize that good food cannot be hurried. They ask you to give them a little time to prepare it properly. All dishes are prepared to your order when your order is placed, never simmering away for hours or minutes in the kitchen. And that's the big difference at Mangino's. Why not enjoy eating Italian food located on the south end of Saratoga Lake and Route 9B, just 2 miles from Route 9. A complete line of Italian specialties is served to tempt the palate, and their steaks and chops and seafood are equally as delightful. If you're planning a banquet or party for up to 75 people, call Mangino's for their special party menu. They'll be happy to give you complete details. That's Mangino's Restaurant, the home of truly fine foods, Route 9P, the south end of Saratoga Lake.
Here at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, the New York Mets have just swept the holiday doubleheader from the Pittsburgh Pirates, winning 11-6 and 9-2. And for the happy recap, here's Ralph.
It was one of the most productive days for the Mets in their 8-year history as they came up with a total of 20 runs on 30 base hits in defeating the Pittsburgh Pirates in the doubleheader. As Bob Murphy told you earlier, the Mets now have won their 4th doubleheader of the year. They have lost one doubleheader. That was on this road trip to the St. Louis Cardinals, and they have split 3 in their overall effort. In the first ball game, it was all Tom Seaver. As Tom racked up his 13th win, he got 16 base hits to help him along, and his record now 13-3. Tom became the second 13-game winner in the major leagues, joining Phil Niekro of the Atlanta Braves. Losing pitcher in the first game was Bob Beal. His record now 4-10, and Cal Kuntz got a save, his 5th of the year, as he came in and worked 1 1/3 innings in relief with Tom Seaver on a very hot day. Tom now has won 7 consecutive ball games for the Mets. It's a new Met record. The big blow in that first ball game was by Don Clendenin. With the score tied at 2-2, Don doubled off the wire, high off the wire in right field on the right field fence. It broke the 2-2 tie, put the Mets in front by a score of 4-2. Later on, they added 2 more runs to make it 6-2. They got 2 in the 8th and a home run by Tommy Agee for Tommy his 12th of the season, and they added 3 more runs in the top of the 9th inning to close out the scoring on 11-6 win. In the second ball game, the big base hit was by Al Weiss. In the first inning with Doc Ellis on the mound, Tommy Agee singled to center field. After 2 men were out, Art Shamsky worked out a walk and a 3-2 pitch. Wayne Garrett got an infield hit to load up the bases, and Ed Kranepool walked to force in a run. J.C. Martin got an infield base hit to drive in another. It was a 2-0 ball game when Al Weiss came up with the bases loaded. And Al unloaded the bases with a triple to right center field, and the Mets had a 5-run first inning as they sent 9 men to the plate. They added 1 more run in the second, another in the third, and picked up 2 more runs in the 9th inning. The scoring in the second ball game for the Pirates came in the first and second innings off Don Cardwell. Manny Senguin kept a 10-game hitting streak alive as he doubled the left field. He scored when Willie Sargel tripled to center field. In the second inning, a home run by Freddie Pochak, his 3rd of the season, gave the Pirates their final run. So the Mets won the doubleheader. The winning pitcher in the second game, Don Cardwell, his record now 3-8. Losing pitcher Doc Ellis, his record 4-9. In the ball game, Jack DeLaro got a save. It was his first of the season. $17,631 paid here for the 4th of July doubleheader that saw the Mets strike out 13 big cannon crackers as they came up with the doubleheader win. Cleon Jones retained his batting lead. He batted enough times to come up with a .358 average, having a total base hits in the overall day to keep him at 400, 4 for 10, and he now holds the lead over the center fielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Matty Alou. Line score of the ball game, the second game, the Mets 9 runs, 14 hits, no errors, 6 men left on base. Pittsburgh 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 6 men left on.
New York Mets Baseball has been a feature presentation of the New York Mets Baseball Network and Rheingold Extra Dry, the beer with a 10-minute head, and was brought to you by several local sports-minded businessmen who hope you have enjoyed today's game, and by the staff of WKAJ-FM 102.3 on your FM dial, who urge you to patronize the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. Remember, you can hear all the New York Mets games at home or away night and day on the FM voice WKAJ Radio in Saratoga Springs, New York. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
at the Club Circle extend a cordial invitation to join them for dining and relaxing in a country atmosphere on beautiful Lake Lonely. The Club Circle is located just out Crescent Avenue, past the raceway. The kitchen open from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m., featuring their famous Club Circle clams, raw or steamed, and charcoal broiled steak, cooked to order. Enjoy a frosty glass of imported or famous American beer on draft, or a cocktail of your choice in the homey Club Circle bar. Relax in a country atmosphere at the Club Circle, out Crescent Avenue past the raceway, on Lake Lonely. George and Vicki Winston, your hosts.
Well, we've got a final baseball score just in. The game just completed on WKAJ-FM. The Mets defeated the Pirates and won a doubleheader. They won by a score of 9-2. Don Cardwell, the winner, he's won 3 and lost 8. The loser, Doc Ellis, he's won 4 and lost 9. So that's good news for Mets fans. They're now only 6.5 games behind the first-place Chicago Cubs. Back to music. This is Jerry Wallace with Temptation.
Temptation, please leave me alone. Temptation, make me go home. Just happened to see an old love today. We stopped for a drink. I didn't mean to say she still looked the same. My mind said, go away. I was thinking of home, but I wanted to stay. Oh, temptation, please leave me alone. Make me go home. Love words were flowing like many times before, were suddenly broken by the telephone. The message was warm, but it chilled to the bone. It was very simple. Please come home. Oh, temptation, please leave me alone. Temptation, make me go home. Oh, temptation, please leave me alone. Temptation, I'm going home.
What's the weather for today? Okay, group. The weather mostly sunny and moderately warm this afternoon with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Partly cloudy and much warmer tonight with lows in the 60s. Tomorrow, variable cloudiness, warm and humid with showers and thunder showers likely. Highs in the upper 70s and 80s. On this holiday, July 4th, the temperature creeping up there, it's now 88 degrees.
Whether we like the weather weather's here to stay.
Hot Point, Porticool from G. Heath Carload King, West Avenue in Saratoga, is the best buy for summer comfort. 5,000 to 8,000 BTU cooling capacities are available and easy to take home. Now, Porticool by Hot Point is simple to install. Accordion-type panels slide in place against the window frame, and it fits windows 20.5 to 36 inches wide. Cleaning the Porticool is simplicity itself. The filter is removed at a touch, washed, and quickly, easily slip back into place. There are easy-to-use controls, and you pick your comfort for any season. You might be pleased to know that Hotpoint Portacool air conditioners carry a 1-year repair warranty on the entire unit, plus a 4-year warranty on the sealed refrigerating system only, and service is available. All roads lead to G. Heath Carload King, West Avenue in Saratoga Springs. Save the Kingway and pocket the difference. Play it cool this summer with Portacool by Hotpoint at G. Heath Carload King.